All right, you feather merchants. This video is going to be about drugs coming through the mail in Pelican Bay, and it's a real problem. Uh, Basically, Pelican Bay. When I was working inside Pelican Bay, we housed over 3,000 inmates, 32 to 3,400 inmates at any given time. And the mail room would receive something like 5,000 pieces of mail daily going in and out of the prison. And that includes legal mail. And the mail room, they only have a few staff members in there. I can't remember if it was 5 or 6, something like that. And they are overwhelmed. Anyway, it's really, really easy to get drugs inside of a prison through the mail. And even the stupid criminals know how to do this. So basically, what we would have to deal with is the drug of choice when I started was heroin, and then as time progressed, it became methamphetamine, and I could never understand that. I cannot imagine two guys being locked in a cell doing meth. Anyway, getting back to the mail, what they would do is cards were the easiest to smuggle the drugs into. And what they would do, you take a postcard, and they would split it, put drugs inside of it, and re-glue it. And that was one method. Another one is any kind of greeting card. The greeting cards made it a lot easier because they were much thicker, and they would carefully split part of it open and then insert they like black tar heroin inside the card. And you take a gram of black tar heroin, basically it's only the size of a dime. And in prison back in the day, I don't know what the heck it's worth today, but back when I was on the security squad, it was worth about $800 in prison. And on the street, gee, depending on the quantity that they would purchase, you could pick up a gram for $40 easy, $35, and turn it into $800. And you get 16 papers off of it. So, and they were selling it for $50 a dose. Anyway, there was another way that they would get the black tar heroin in is the mailroom would open the envelopes by a machine, and they would cut the top of the envelope, and I've seen where on the glued fold of the envelope that would remain sealed, and they would put small doses of black tar heroin along the glued fold of the envelope. So that's another thing to look out for you guys, for you COs out there. And methamphetamine, oh gee, this is unbelievable. Methamphetamine is water soluble, so it's really, really easy to soak a card in methamphetamine. And what they do, they let it dry. They'll put a cloth on it, iron it out, and many times just write a message on top of it, and it's easily to go undetected. one thing to look at for you COs out there when you see these cards come in, if when you look at them straight on, you probably won't see anything. But if you take it and look at it sideways, you can see like sort of where it's been wet at one time. It's kind of like rippled, very faint though, and chances are it's soaked with methamphetamine. And of course your security squads, the institutional investigators, they've got the NIC kits, and they can tell you right away if it's if it's soaked in meth. And anyway, this is kind of interesting. Like disguised legal mail is another one. They were killing us on disguised legal mail. And I remember, I don't know if you guys saw one of my videos where I had testified in front of the California State Senate. That's when we were trying to get rid of the vendor packages and for inmates, mainly because the drugs were just flowing through in those packages. And there was this one attorney, senator, that was kind of like badgering me and making me look like I was making this stuff up, you know. But anyway, I'm in the mailroom this one day, and I saw this mail coming from him. I recognized the name right away. And I looked at it, I looked at the address, and I don't know, it just didn't look right to me. So I called the guy up, and I asked him if he's representing any inmates in Pelican Bay, and he said no. And I told him the guy's name. Does this sound familiar? He said, no, it's not for me, you know. And I says, oh, okay. And so right away I knew it was disguised legal mail. And I asked him, I said, do you remember me? And so I kind of reminded him, and he said, oh, yeah, I think so. But I didn't want to have too much conversation with him. You know, basically, these attorneys, when you shake hands with them, you always want to count your fingers afterwards. One of the few exceptions I saw is our district attorney when I was working at Pelican Bay, Jim Foreman. Oh, this guy was great. Incredible attorney, real honest. But anyway, this isn't about attorneys. I don't want to. I especially don't like divorce attorneys. But anyway, I don't want to talk about attorneys. Getting back to the drugs. So what I would do is, with the disguised legal mail, I would go to wherever this guy was housed at. Mostly they were coming in to shoe because the guys on the mainland, they got visiting, you know, they get visiting, family visiting. It's easy to smuggle drugs in, and you don't have to go through the hassle of doing the legal mail. Anyway, what I would do is I would go to the inmate and I would ask him, you know, I'd tell him he's got legal mail. I said, I'd show him, is this your attorney? And they'd say, yeah, that's my attorney. I said, okay, you got to sign a logbook and saying, you know, that you're receiving the mail. And while he's signing the logbook, I'd ask him, I'd say, how long has he been your attorney? And they'd give you a story. And some of them would be kind of elaborate, you know, go on about how long he's been representing them and everything. And then I'd ask him, I said, what if I told you this guy doesn't even know you? And I remember one guy telling me, one inmate, he says, oh, he's got a lot of clients, he probably doesn't remember. And I says, oh yeah, I bet that's what it is, he probably doesn't remember. So I accessed the package, and you know, right away they want to say, hey, this is legal mail, you can't open my legal mail. Well, I'm not reading your legal mail. This is what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it. I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to inspect the pages. And I would tell him, I know this probably come as a shock to you, but some inmates actually use the disguised legal mail to get drugs in. I know you wouldn't do that, but I just wanted to double check. So I would turn the disguised legal mail upside down right in front of him and look at each page one at a time. And sure enough, you come to the part where he's got a big bundle of black tar heroin glued between two pieces of paper, and that's... Anyway, that happened a lot. Anyway, I just, sorry for the interruption. Anyway, you guys get a general idea of the problem with the mail and drugs coming through the mail into prison. And, while I'm online, I don't like to talk about politics because, as soon as you do, people get their panties all bunched up and you start getting a lot of nasty comments. But anyway, one thing I couldn't help notice is, the current ringleader of the circus that has open borders on our southern border. I see him tripping on stage, and he's falling down on the stairs going up to his airplane. But you know something? I can relate to that. It's unbelievable. I'm 81, and I fell down the stairs 3 times in 1 month in my home. And, at one time I was a structural iron worker. I did this for 25 years. I could have been a stuntman in the movies. I was in unbelievable shape. But I never thought I was going to live this long. Anyway, it happens to me, so I can kind of relate to the guy, and I hope he changes his mind about continuing on this path that he's on. Anyway, you feather merchants, I appreciate your support, and I'm going to sign off. Okay, all right, bye.